So as we continue, I want to give you a scenario, and this scenario is a preschool situation that did actually happen in a congregation. And so we want you to see this and see how the boundary violation began to present itself. So at the end of the school year, most of the teachers in the preschool your church facilitates receive gifts from their students. One of the church preschool parents has a liquor distribution, and they give the teachers a jacket that advertises the business as well as some bottles of vodka. After the student dismissal, the teachers receiving these gifts think it would be very funny to do some selfies together on the church playground, pretending to drink the vodka and to become intoxicated. And these selfies are tagged and then they are posted on the church's social media account. So the first question is, what are the presenting issues? My goodness, there's quite a few things in this scenario. We've got the parent who's bringing alcohol into the school, and when we have no alcohol consumption permitted on the premise. You've got a jacket that advertises an alcohol distributor. You've got two teachers who are not exercising the best judgment on how they think a selfie would be funny on church property. And so the question becomes, who needs to be included in this conversation? It absolutely needs to be the preschool director or directors and the pastor along with these teachers. And how does this connect with boundary policies in place? If your church does not have a social media policy, it is a problem. This particular church did not at the time have a social media policy. They had child safety and they had a lot of other issues that they took care of, but social media was relatively new to the church and they had not made any policy for that. And so when they looked at how inappropriate this behavior was, they told the teachers that they needed to immediately take this post down, and they needed to realize that when they were acting in any way, they were representing the church. And so that would not be how the church would benefit from their behavior. That does not help the kingdom of God. And so this church ended up the very next day placing a social media policy in the hands of all the staff and having them sign it. So the accountability partners that need to be included always need to include the pastor and the direct report for the staff member that is in violation. In this particular scenario, as I said, it was the directors and the pastor that worked together, and the preschool teachers all understood the significance of how they represent the entire church. And so that kind of behavior would not be appropriate. So that is my conclusion. And if there are any questions, I welcome those. Otherwise, we move to our breakout groups.